Hi, I wanted to show off um, a quick video about saving and loading custom data. So yeah, if you want to save or load custom data, you probably, one way that I like doing it, so the way I've been doing it recently is you have some kind of object that pertains to your plugin, and then you will add methods to that, and you will add data to that, and then you can save just the data portion, and then you can load just the data portion, and then yeah, it all works fine. So if I have custom save data, hold on, that's what I'm looking for. So here we've seen this before in some previous videos, but if you haven't seen it, this is us creating a variable. It is a global variable. Um, Well, technically it's within this, so the scope is within this function, but we're going to make it global in a way soon. So I'll show you what we're doing with that. So at the moment we create a variable and we're just saying if it already exists, we will take that. But if it doesn't exist, we will start up an empty object. And yeah, I see this a lot, and I think the reason we do it is just in case something has already used this and you're like overwriting it, then instead of overwriting it, you can just take what already exists and then add to it instead. But you know, it's probably fine just to do something like that as well. But here we go. So we have custom save data, and we'll say my method equals function there. So there's a method we can use. And we'll be able to use that throughout all of the game code soon. And how we would do that is by giving the window access to this object. And so window in this instance means the whole game essentially. Window is like the whole browser when you're on the internet. Window is the entire game when we're talking about RPG Maker. So window.custom save data equals custom save data. And so what we're doing here is we're adding a property to window that is just the same as the object we're creating here. So this is a reference to this object we've created. So now anywhere within the game we can say custom save data dot my method and then run it like a function. So in a script call, we can just do custom save data dot my method and then run it like that. But I guess that's not the main point of this video. The main point was the other stuff, which is save data. So if we say custom save data dot data equals, and then we've got our empty object, we can just start putting stuff in here. And we'll do that from a script call just to show that it's actually doing something. So we're going to have an NPC over here, custom save data dot data. So we need to put in some kind of property here. We'll just say value equals 10. So we're going to copy that, and then we'll say, oh, I may as well copy this. We're just going to console log this out. So let's see. This should work, but I guess we'll see. So I talked to this lady. Oh, custom save data is not defined. Okay, let's see. Oh, you know what? Every time I always forget to actually add the plugin. So now that our code is in the game, okay, it says undefined because we haven't set any data yet. We haven't set the value data. Then we'll talk to this guy. Now it should be 10, I think I said. And there we go, we've got 10. So then if we save the game, we load it up again. Oh, yeah, we continue the game, load the game. Let's talk to this person here. And it says undefined again. So that's because we were just not saving the data. We don't save this in any way. So we have to take a look at where the data is saved, and it's within Data Manager. We could scroll through all these and find the ones we want and the ones we don't, but I know that it's something like extract save contents. Here we go. So here are the two methods we'll need to hook into. Is make save contents, and it's pretty much self-explanatory. You make the save contents. And then we've got extract save contents. So we'll just copy both these. Let's paste it in here. Now we need to alias both of these, which means we take a copy of the what this method is referencing. So we create a function here, and what we're doing is we're saying this property contains this function. And so if we overwrite this property here, this I guess property or method, if we overwrite what is contained within this, then the function is technically still there, but nothing is pointing to it. Nothing is going to call the function. So that's why when we alias this, we essentially say we're taking the contents of this property and saving it somewhere else. We're taking the reference and saving that reference somewhere else. And the reason we do that is so we can then still call the original function. So I'll show you. If we give it a name like data manager underscore make save contents, keep in mind this is not the same. We have an underscore instead of a dot. So this is a valid property or variable name. Data manager make save contents. And the way that this works, we just use dot call and we have to pass in this for context. So if there are any parameters in here, they would simply go after it. So you would say num1, num2, you would say this, then num1 and num2. That's how that works. But there are no parameters, so we're not caring, we just leave it out. So with us saving the reference in here in this, we then call that reference and it performs the code here. So that means we can now get rid of the code here, but keep in mind, this expects some kind of return, which means this is going to return a contents variable. So we need to catch that when we call. And then we'll get rid of the code that was already there. And now we have a clean method that runs all of the code that previously existed and then allows us to run our own code. So now we can do the same thing. We can say contents dot, and then what do we want to call it? Well, maybe something like custom save data. Custom save data equals custom save data dot data. So we are appending a new property called custom save data to the contents that we're saving, and we are filling that with the data we want to save. And at the end, we need to remember that we do have to return contents because the previous method expects us to return the contents. So all we're doing here is run the code that existed previously, do something of our own, and then return what we are left with. And then the other way around, we have to extract the saved contents. So we do basically the same thing here. We alias the method. And so now all of this code is saved within here, essentially. It's not literally saved within it. It's a reference to this function, which frees us up to get rid of this. And now when we call this, we need to pass in this, but also contents, because this expects one parameter. And this one does not return anything, so we're free to just leave it as is and then do something of our own. So here we store into contents, and here we do it the other way around. We say custom save data dot data equals contents custom save data. So we're just doing the other way around. So now when we load and save the game, it saves our custom data and it loads our custom data. So let's just give it another try. New game. We say undefined, okay. We click on this person. Now it says 10. We'll save the game. Now we load the game and we'll only talk to the lady, and it says 10 because we have successfully saved our custom data. So this was a very basic example of simply saving one value, the number 10, but this is an object, which means the options are pretty much endless. You can do whatever you wanted here. You can have so many different pieces of data being stored. You can have different items, different actors, all different systems you can imagine. So now you know how to save and load custom content. Yeah, hopefully this helps. Just a quick one today, but I think it's quite an important one. And I guess I should mention, if you are editing something like the game actor, yeah, if you make a change to game actor, add some variables here, you don't need to worry about saving that because game actor will be saved anyway. So yeah. Alright, hope you got something out of this video. Like and subscribe and all that, and I'll see you in the next one.